Alright, so this is lesson 14 and we're moving on to a new tuning. This is my favourite tuning. It's called Sandy River Belle tuning, and it's a lovely one for playing G tunes that are in a slightly higher register than lots of other G tunes, or that involve a lot of low E or some kind of an E minor sound to them. And we're going to learn a bit about this tuning, and we're going to learn the tune Sandy River Belle, which it's named after. So for Sandy River Belle tuning, we're tuning to G, E, A, D, E. So it's exactly the same as sawmill tuning that we just were in, but we're going to take that fifth string that was A down to G. And we end up playing with a lot more fretted notes than we might do ordinarily. If you already play guitar, some of the chords from this tuning might feel quite similar. For example, this is your G chord, the same as it would be in sawmill tuning. So 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open, 3rd fret. And it feels like a G chord on a guitar, but you're just bringing your fingers a little bit closer together because you've got fewer strings. And you'll spend a lot of time in this tuning playing out of this position. So what that means is, once again, we're going to be playing mostly out of 2nd position for this tuning rather than 1st position. So we'll learn a quick scale. The G major scale, so it's 3rd fret, open, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. So G, A, B, C. Now open 2nd string, open 1st string, 2nd fret on the 1st string, and then 3rd fret. B, E, F sharp, G, and then back down, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. Now, because of this playing out of chord positions, because the banjo's ringy, that's what you kind of want to be doing in this tuning. Otherwise you end up with a lot of other notes ringing on behind the notes that you're playing that don't quite fit with that G major chord that you're mostly going to be playing tunes over. Try to leave fingers down here. What that ends up meaning is that on the bottom end, like those 2 lower strings, I'm going to be playing out of 2nd position. On the top, I play this kind of weird cross between 2nd and 3rd position, 2nd and 1st position a lot of the time. So 2nd position because I'm using my 1st finger on that 2nd fret, but then often I'll actually use my 3rd finger on that 3rd fret. So you're more playing out of that G chord shape. It just means a lot of notes are more readily available to you. So have a go at finding that scale and get comfortable with it, and then we'll have a look at learning another little scale exercise here. So this one, rather than playing all on the beat, we're going to be playing the offbeat notes as well, so same scale but faster effectively. And using the techniques that we've already learned. So 3rd fret, then left hand pluck on the 3rd string, then 2nd fret, hammer on to the 3rd, 2nd string, left hand pluck on the 1st, and then 2nd fret, 5th string. Now pull off, drop thumb, open 2nd string to 3rd fret on the 3rd string, and then pull off, 2 to open, and then down to the 3rd string there. So if if we play that together nice and slowly with the metronome, I'm going to set it going at 60, treating it again as 30, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and practice that round until you're comfortable. So we've already learned the G chord in this tuning. Let's have a look at a few others that we're going to find regularly when playing G tunes in Sandy River Belle tuning. So G, of course, 3, 2, open 3 with that fingering. E minor, open 2, 2, open. Same as that E sus chord that we learned for the sawmill tuning. C chord. Either you can have that one there, so open, 3, 2, open, or bring that second finger across, 3, and bring your third finger in underneath it, 3, 2, open. Sounds a little sweeter with that G in the bass rather than the E minor in the bass, E in the bass, sorry. It gives it almost an E minor feel with that in the bass. But both are C chords. And then the D chord, again, same as with that sawmill tuning, 2, open, open, 2. So if we have a look at a little chord sequence here, G, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go for that one there, and then G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, G. This time round I want you to try a slightly different sort of right hand pattern. We're going to do our usual bass strum with the bass brush with the 5th string there, but the second time rather than just playing a bass note, we're going to do a hammer on the string above. So if we're playing the bass note on that 4th string, we're going to now do a hammer on the 3rd. And then the E minor, G again, and the C. So 3rd string and then 2nd string, G again, D. We're going to reverse it here, so we're playing on the 3rd string and then the bottom string, just because that's one where we've got a finger to hammer on, and then G. So if you put that together, it should sound like this. So if we try that together nice and slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. So before we learn the melody for Sandy River Belle, let's have a look at the chords. So we've got G for a bar, C for a bar, G for a bar, E minor for a bar, and then G for a bar, C, that's your A part, and the B part, G for a bar, C for a bar, G for a bar, D for a bar, G for a bar, C for a bar, D for a bar, G for a bar, and repeat. So that's the whole thing, very nice and simple. The melody then. So you've already got some nice practice doing sort of hammer on, brush stuff from that chord exercise. So we're in the G-shaped chord, hammering on to the bottom there, brush. Now hammering on with the first finger, so second finger, first finger. And then leaving your second finger down, open, 3, open, open. That's the E chord bit. And then back into that G chord shape, same thing again. Hammer, brush, hammer, brush. This time round, E minor. So you're going to bring in a finger there just to give it a bit more of a minorish sound. So open, 3, open, brush, there, 2, open, open. It's actually an E minor 7 chord then. Now same thing again with that G. The same here, then a different ending, so nice little rundown. Pull off, then to the second string followed by the fifth, and then drop thumb, and then second fret on the third string followed by the fifth. Now leaving that finger down on that second fret, I'm using my first finger because that's where it would be from playing the chord. A couple of drop thumbs there, open second to second fret on the third, and then move across, open third to second fret on the fourth, and then G, third fret there on the bottom string, and then brush that G chord. Da, 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 brush. That's your whole A part, which you play twice, and then the B part. So we've got the pull off. Fingering wise, use what works for you here. So pull off on the third fret. Now drop thumb back to the first string. Pull off, second string and the fifth. Drop thumb, first string and the fifth. Now we're going to do a slide. For me, I prefer to use my fourth finger here. Slide on up from the fifth to the seventh fret. Then strike that seventh again, followed by the fifth string, and now 5, 3 with the fifth string after each one. Now that same thing again as you just did for the first bar, then pull off, back down, and then 5, 5, and the fifth string. Same thing again. 5 to 7 slide, 5, 3, and then the ending that we had from the A part. And repeat that B part and you have the whole thing. Alright, so if you take some time to get that under your fingers, then we can have a go at playing it together nice and slowly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we go, that was Sandy River Belle tuning and the tune Sandy River Belle to go with it. I hope you've enjoyed that lesson. Please do check out the links below, Patreon and all that stuff, if you're looking for more banjo arrangements to learn, and check back for the next lesson, which will be the last one in this series. Thanks for watching so far.